Myntri Rangbah Kejalau Konrad Kongkul Sangma Rengkat Kejinges Senran Lang Myntri Kikampo Yeng Uma Lakmen Rumboy But Myntri Ketrat Transport Uma Snyau Bhalang Thar MLA Kejawai Uma Wailat Miki Shilla Deputy Commissioner West Jaintia Hills But Kibikwe Kilau Poi Shakanong Ba Jawai Ban Jurip Nya Halo Kejingkio Palat Uknyang Jingpang COVID-19 Hak District Ukonrad Sangma Haba A Jingkran Ulaong Ba Kejingwan Kejungu Mentakasngi Kalong Hadien Bala Yoi Baka West Jaintia Hills District Kumjo Ka East Jaintia Hills District Kilong ki Atli ki district ki babun ba ki bala shakta hakni ki Khlam khamtam e ka West Jaintia Hills district hakni ki asngi kala kot hadu panta 5% ki bala shakta ulong panakaleng ka sarkar kalaile kat bala banyada ban pinher yakni ki jingpur jong ni ki Khlam da ka bapinbyang ya ki jaka a jingsumar ki bapher hapo ki district jong ki Jylla ulong makum makalong menta ki jingki jong uni uknyang jingpang kalong West Jaintia Hills District 5%, East Khasi Hills District 9%, Southwest Garo Hills District 9%, East Garo Hills District 8%, Riboy District 10%, East Jaintia 9%, but Kiwepat Hapo 9%. Nakalang Myntri Rangbah ula kentu ya baro ban ai ya ketika bahkan long kalat jingeda yaki namar de tangani hi kalat kaba yada nakani ka Khlam long ru hadu menta 4 don kibaladep ai tika kibla klat nakani ki jingpang mendakasi Myntri Rangbah ula late ru banjngo ya ka oxygen plant ka badon hapo MCH Jawai hakaba ulaong ba kan satray kam no hadin ar ne laisngi kat ba ka badon hakle rat ru kan satray kam no hapo ki jipo ne khat sansngi bar ka jingyo ban puntray kam ne kini ka oxygen plant kan yarap shibun ya kibayo ya kani ki jingpang hapo kani ki district Hak jing ide bak jing kangdam nagalang ukonrat ki sangma ulong bahading ke jing kmi bnya bhai ka cabinet ndak sngi ya kani ke jing don jokni ka Khlam ulong ba lahab ban beteng ya ke jing kangdam apo East Khasi Hills district ka ba shikwi kwe pat ke district ka sarkar ka aibor haki deputy commissioner ban Jurip bnya kat kum ke jinglong jingman jong ki district ki jongki susho ulong ba hakani ke jing kangdam ka ba menta ka keti an plai no kumba apo percent ye ki dukan te mobile te jan pat kwe Nalor ki nongde ya ki marbang.
We also discussed about the vaccination program, and the vaccination program in East Jaintia Hills is going very well. West Jaintia Hills also is doing well, but much more can be done. And at this point in time, I would take this opportunity to appeal to our citizens, especially the elders, that please take the vaccination. We have got clear data that people who have taken both vaccines have been protected from this virus. We can very confidently say that those people who have taken both the shots, none of the people who have passed away, who have lost their lives, none of them took 2 shots. 90% of the people were not vaccinated at all. I'm talking about the state as a whole. 90% have not taken even a single dosage. So therefore, there were some who had taken 1 dose, but they were having different conditions also. But those people who have taken both the doses have clearly been protected, and there has been no symptoms or no kind of adverse effects of the vaccination on anybody in the state till date. We are getting good response. We have now enough stocks. The government of India's policy has changed now from 45 plus to 18 plus to now a simple category of all 18 plus. So therefore, today this program started. We got a very good response, and as of now till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we had almost close to 8,000 shots that were given today in a single day. The cabinet has decided today that we will allow up to 20%. We will allow up to 20% of non-essential commodities to be open in different areas of the state. But that will be decided by the deputy commissioners. Now when I say up to, that means some deputy commissioners in some market areas may decide only 5% shops to be open. In some areas they may decide 10% shops to be open. But in no circumstance will we allow more than 20% of the shops to be open in any specific market area or any particular locality, or as the case may be. But having said that, the deputy commissioners will have the power to not allow any of the markets to open in case they feel that the situation is not conducive for the non-essential commodities to be open. The other lockdowns, the other containments like large public gatherings and other gatherings will not be allowed, and those again will remain. And also, as I said, the deputy commissioners, depending on the locations, will have the power to not allow any of this to also happen. So they may decide to have 0%. For especially districts like West Jaintia Hills, from the cabinet we have recommended that in West Jaintia Hills also certain degree of strict lockdown must continue, as the positivity rate is above the roof right now. 33% is a very, very high positivity rate, and we need the cooperation of the people of Jaintia Hills, especially West Jaintia Hills, to overcome this situation. It may be tough for all of you in the next few weeks. Maybe at least the next 1 week, 10 days will be very difficult, but we ask for your cooperation so that we can save lives, we can control the overall situation, and we can defeat this virus. And to ensure that all test results must come out within 24 hours. And that has been happening. So whether the lab is there in Bakmara or not, whether the lab is there in Makurwat or not, whether the lab is there in Jowai or not, we make sure that there's a special team in place to ensure that the samples are collected and the results are given within 24 hours. So that's number one. We will not allow any kind of delay, which would cause any kind of inconvenience to the people or risk in the spread of the virus. Number two, setting up of an RT-PCR lab requires not just the infrastructure, but the manpower. So we need a MD in microbiology who has to be present for the setting up of the lab as well as running of the lab. So we can set up the lab, but again, that also would require the MD to be there. But after that, to run it, you would require a full-time MD in microbiology to be there. The issue that we are facing right now is the shortage of microbiologist MDs. So therefore, we are working on that. We have explored all the options. We have asked the NHM as well as the DHS to find out how we could resolve this issue. Putting up of a RT-PCR lab is something that's not just for the virus or for corona, but it's a long-term investment for any kind of study of viruses in the future. With the administration and the health department on steps on how we could contain the situation, bring down the numbers, as well as take steps in case the numbers go up to make sure that we have enough manpower and infrastructure available out here. So basically, other districts which have got a high positivity rate are West Jaintia Hills at 33%, East Khasi Hills at 19%, Southwest Garo Hills at 12%, East Garo Hills at 11%, Riboy at 10%, and East Jaintia Hills at 9%. The rest are all below 9%. So keeping these factors in mind, and also looking at the numbers of deaths that have taken place, the lives that we have lost, both in East and West Jaintia Hills, which is almost touching a figure of 65 plus another 30 in East Jaintia Hills. We have seen that even the lives that have been lost in because of COVID have been very high in these districts. So all these factors together have led us to come and discuss about the overall situation out here. We are happy to see that the administration and the health department are working very closely and ensuring that proper surveillance and contact tracing is being done. And overall, there is a very aggressive movement. There's a lot of cooperation from the community also, where we are seeing that communities themselves are coming forward and doing necessary containment strategies in their own villages and in their own localities. So that is a very, very positive trend, and we must continue to do that in order to ensure that this particular virus does not spread any further. Created throughout the districts and enough manpower, enough bed, infrastructure, all these arrangements are being made, and today we reviewed those situations also. In addition to that, the oxygen plants in both Jowai MCH and in Clariat Hospital, both are at a very advanced stage. We expect the plant in Jowai to be up and running in the next 2 to 3 days maximum. That means 48 to 72 hours. And in Clariat also we expect the plant to be up in the next 10 to 15 days. So both these plants, these oxygen plants will come in, which will be a great blessing for the people of Jaintia Hills districts. Apart from that, we will also, we have decided today in the meeting that we will be putting up the prefab 50-bedded hospital in Joai, and this will be also supported with enough infrastructure so that in any eventuality this could also be used as a pediatric hospital or a hospital where ICU is available for children, because we don't know the nature of this virus, and we would like to be prepared in advance in the future situation that we may face in these two districts specifically. The reason why we decided to come here is that in the last 2 to 3 days we have been seeing the increase in the positivity rate in these two districts, especially in West Jaintia Hills district. West Jaintia Hills district as of today has a positivity rate of 33%. The average state positivity rate today is 12.9%. So clearly it's almost 3 times more than the state average. Comparatively, the East Jaintia Hills is below the state average but still high at 9.